Hello, my darlings. Happy Saturday. And so today I'm going to talk a little bit about the radical transformation that we are in as a collective, the radical transformation that we are in at this time, and the radical transformation that's actually happening in this new 18-year cycle, and what really is the difference of what was, what is, and what is becoming, and what you can do about it. Just sharing a couple of tips. And I'm sharing this because this is coming in quite a lot with my private clients. And I thought, you know what, it's really important to share what is really maybe the higher picture, the bigger perspective, and the opportunity that we are in, that our soul has contracted on a soul level to say, we've been like called in to say, yes, you are going to be on the earth plane at this time. You are going to experience radical change, radical shifts. And I really want to say this, that it's going to be incredible. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to be, beyond your wildest dreams. And this really is about the unimagined life. So the conditioning in society, and that still is kind of playing a little bit of a part, is that you've got to know, what are you doing, and why are you doing that, and the logic and the reason, and the really that this need to know. And actually, what you really, really must understand is that in this new earth template, it's actually not about knowing anything. It's about really coming in. Like, let's do that there for a minute. Like, I just want you to observe actually your energy as I'm, how you're feeling, where you're at in this moment without wanting to change anything. And just this simple act of taking a breath, leaning back and leaning into your own body, your own energy. My energy is my own. And what's also really important is to understand as well the influence. So people are thinking that they're thinking freely, they're thinking their own thoughts, they're thinking their, what's possible based on each individual. And that isn't true, because everybody is being influenced by their culture, by their environment, by the people. You are the sum of the five people you hang around with most, by what's considered to be acceptable or not acceptable, by the what we're being told out there about, you know, uh, rising prices, and lack limitation, all those, fear mongering, all those things. So what the invitation is, and the transformative time that we're in, is that actually when you're leaning in to your own body and your own energy, and you're saying, my energy is my own, coming back into center, that has absolutely no power over you. So nothing or nobody has power over me. I am my own woman. I'm in my own energy. I'm in my highest soul's destiny. And I am following the rhythm of my body, the rhythm of me, how I'm feeling. And so, as a result of that, what is required, like a big thing of what's required in this new template that we've just kind of started, this new 18-year cycle, is moving into faith, walking your path of life in everyday interactions through the energy of faith. So what is faith? What's the difference? It's like, it feels like actually that everyone has been driving, let's say, a manual car all their lives, and now just straight away you're being moved into like an automatic car. So it requires you to drive differently, so you don't need the gear sticks. You just need to put the car into drive and you are away, and it's a much easier way. But people have got used to dramas, making things difficult for themselves, you know, these feelings of significant, proving, all those that BS. Forget it. What you're being asked to do now is to walk in faith. So what is the difference between walking with trust and walking with faith? So walking with trust, I'm being shown, is kind of walking with your life with a walking stick, right? But what if you were to throw away that walking stick? So all those things that you have become codependent without even realizing, that said, you know, the things that you feel that for you, what you need to feel secure. What if you threw all those away and you stood in your own body, in your own energy, in your own 2 feet, and you started living life without any props, without any aids, without, that requires trust. That requires that actually, without my stick, I'm putting one foot in front of the other. And you have to literally let go of trust and walk in faith. Walking in faith is really being comfortable 150% in the unknown, not needing to know. You are in this energy where you are like, it's not even trusting, it's it's an inner knowing. Faith is an inner knowing, and it's in here. It's like it's here. And this faith is alchemical. This faith is doing things that aren't necessarily around logic and reason. So people will say there's absolutely no logic and reason there. You're off your rocker. You know, walking in faith for me, I've realized, is me picking up my family, coming to Provence in an area that I didn't know, not having schools lined up, setting intentions of saying, someone was saying, like, you know, yes, there will be this particular school for my eldest. And I was like, no, that will not suit my eldest. I want the other school. And they were like, yeah, but anyway, nobody was coming back. And basically, through the intention, through the power of me connecting and trusting, my mantras in these situations are: the divine always has my highest good in mind. The divine always has my highest good in mind. I've got absolutely, so you're not worrying, I've got absolutely nothing to worry about. I am just following my cues. I'm following the energy, my focused intention. And this is what we need to be living in, this energy, this walking in faith. And I want you to test it, right? I want you to test it for yourself to see where in your life you could be more in the energy of faith, be more in that energy of 150% belief that the universe always has your highest good in mind, everything is working out in divine and perfect order, and that it is actually you're being brought into your unimagined life. So you cannot imagine a life that is beyond your wildest dreams, that is literally beyond limitation. Because in truth, in divine truth, limitation is only created by the ego. So the divine truth is that we're limitless. We've got infinite potential. There's infinite time for everything. And so when you're tapping into this new earth energy of this infinite potential, and coming back to my story around taking my children out of, Ireland in an English speaking and putting them into a French speaking, and arriving and really not knowing what was going to happen, but like beyond trusting, like focusing and going, you know, the divine always has my highest good in mind. And being also quite clear, like I was clear that, you know, I say a lot, the rules do not apply. The 3D rules do not apply to me. And in fact, what happened was 3 days before Killian was due to start college, which is secondary school here in France, we actually ended up getting a place in the college that I wanted, because I had said that the other college didn't suit me. Now, in principle, people will say, because there was no, actually, it turned out there was no more places in that college. So the divine took care of that. There, you know, that practical stuff I had nothing to do with. All I was doing was I was setting my intention, saying, and I, you know, was really, really musing and just not available. Like, what are you available for and what are you not available for? And so with this, you are really directing and opening up to the faith, to this focused faith. You have absolutely no worries, no concerns, no doubts, no ifs and buts. You are walking in faith that the divine has your highest good in mind. Now, what I want to say to you as well is that the divine, living in this new 18th year cycle, it's going to ask more of you. It's going to ask you to get out of your own way. It's going to ask for you to take a stand for you. It's going to ask for you to be braver. It's going to be asking the earth from you, so that you are using your soul's highest potential, your soul's highest love, your soul's highest destiny, your soul's highest path. And it's like, oh my God, I am pinching myself every day going, oh, thank you, God, and thanking and honoring myself for walking in faith, for getting on that aircraft and thinking, you know, we still don't know for sure if this is absolutely bonkers or not, until I got on that plane and opened up that book that a friend gave me, and also realizing that we're not alone. That's the other thing. We're not meant to do things alone anymore. It's like we're all messengers of the divine. So it's like, you know, when I got on that aircraft, one of my very good friends had got a cue to buy this book that she had never read, to give it to me, and I read that on the plane. And first few pages in, it's saying Provence is the holy ground, and I'm like, but I didn't get any confirmation of anything. It was an emotional move, leaving Ireland, coming here, but I walked in faith. I went with my inner, the in here, coming back to you, to your creative power, to your creative source, to being resourceful. Yes, the change took energy. Yes, it ensured that I could no longer continue with the old patterns that I had. It required me to dig deep into sources and resources, and all the while because I know myself so well, for me to do that, I went to my basic things that support me, and it's my flower essences. So my protective flower essence, my focus flower essence, my clearing my energy flower essence, they were my non-negotiable things, and my anchors, my mantras. Everything is working out in divine and perfect order. I'm available for my good. The divine has my highest good in mind. They were the anchors that were keeping me in divine truth, and being in that sense of curiosity, the energy of curiosity. It's like, just like, you know, if it doesn't work out, we can always go back, we can do something else. So letting go of attachment, which is another aspect for this new season of the world, this new era of the world. It's like, you know what? It doesn't matter, because you are going to gain something, you're going to learn something, you're going to discover something. So it's about living life with a sense of curiosity, a sense of love, letting go of the need to know, letting go of attachment. And what I can guarantee you, because I am doing it and I'm teaching others to do it and I'm supporting women to do it, and it's like, you know, the song that's coming, let's go fly a kite. So it's just a bit like living like Mary Poppins, is like really trusting beyond trust, which is faith. So to say, I have deep faith in me. I have deep faith in the divine. I have deep faith in my inner knowing. So it's about really working with the inner knowing over the outer knowing, over the need to know. Because I was like, why do you need to know? Where's that going to get you? Because knowing is boring. It's status quo. When you are living in the energy, look, the dancing, the movement, when you're living to the beat of your heart, to the rhythm of your energy, then it's like doors start opening up everywhere, going, oh my God, you know, like living in that excelled, that exhilaration. Energy is magical, it's wonderful, it's beautiful. And for me, it's my way of living this divinely prosperous life. So my invitation for you is to just say, okay, you know what, I'm going to take a little bit of what Marcia has there, and I'm going to spice up, like it's spice. But where do you need to spice up your life? Where do you need to spice up your energy? You know, what has become kind of the norm? And you're constantly evolving and moving and growing, and there isn't, like, life is constant, right? So this constant change, movement, exhilaration, the ability to change on a whole other level, this is excitement, this is thriving, this is life, this is abundance. And you will find that, I don't know, it's like you'll be looking at walls and you'll put your hand on a wall, and actually when you put on your hand on your wall, you see, oh my God, it's a door. And you walk into this door and you feel this paradise, and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So what is your version of living this magical life? What is your version of, walking in faith? And now that you know that, because, a lot of people are kind of asking me, yeah, but Marcy, what is the difference between, faith and trust? The faith is, you tune into the faith that lies within you. Feel free to use those mantras that I've shared with you. And this is why in Divinely Prosper we have these high vibe anchors, because there are a whole load of different things that suit different people. So it's about you finding your way. So my anchors are those things. What's your anchor? What are your go-to in terms of your well-being? Is it to actually go to nature? Is it to be by the sea? Is it to be in water? Is it, I don't know, to go to your favorite coffee shop? Whatever that is, it's finding yours. It's not looking at what Joe Bloggs has done down the road, because that you are not that person. And this is the power of now. It's like really discovering who you are, what makes you tick. You're not anybody else. That's why if you follow what other people are doing, it's not going to make you happy. It's discovering you. That is tapping in to the wisdom and the power of you and nobody else. And then action, then taking the action, following, being brave enough to follow that inner knowing, responding to what's coming in, tuning in to see, reading the energy, working with the energy. So everything is about the energy in this new era. And so this is what I'm inviting you to do this week, is to start playing and going, okay, what were the things that you thought that kind of excited you, thought, oh yeah, that feels really good. Give it a go. You've got nothing to lose. And my invitation is to give yourself maybe this week to say, you know what, I'm going to walk in my life, I'm going to partner in my life, I'm going to live my life as the me who is completely trusting, who doesn't need to know, who's letting go of attachment, and who's just following the guidance, following the rhythm, following my senses, and using it to propel you forward into a whole new dimension and a whole new era that is magical and miraculous. So that is it. That's the pep talk that I'm being guided to share with you this week. I hope this has inspired you. I hope it has given you some food for thought. And I would love to kind of continue this conversation here in the comments with what's your take, actually, because it's really good to have this kind of energy exchange around what your perspectives are, because we bounce off each other and we can learn from each other. So that's it. Sending you so much love. Share this with anyone who you feel needs to move and get out of the doldrums, live life in a more vibrant, sensual, connected, divinely prosperous way. And that's because that's how we change the world. That's how we change the world. Lift each other up and remind each other how incredible we all are and magical. Take care. Mwah. Bye.